If you've been on the internet wrestling community in any capacity for the last little bit, whether it be Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, Discord, you've probably seen one face and one scenario a hell of a lot recently.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yep, that's right. We're going to be talking about Joe Hendry tonight because there have been some insane things happening recently with this man. And I just want to talk about the fact that, like, hey, this man deserves way more recognition than he currently has. And I think the fact that people are starting to see him through the entrance theme, and meme or not, you know, bit or not, it's still insane how much he has been able to grow from this, and it's insane to see. You're probably all wondering, if you've seen him and know nothing about him, who is
Joe Hendry?
Well, that's very simple. He is a wrestler from Scotland. He is a fantastic wrestler. Used to wrestle in places like ICW, WCPW, Ring of Honor, and now he's in TNA. He's a former TNA digital media champion and has had a very, very good career. Has been face, has been heel, has gone from being the local hero to the prestigious one, to being the answer to all of life's questions. He's been popping up literally everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, on YouTube, on Discord, in fridges, in hospitals, at people's homes. It's crazy. I think like I said, it's fantastic that he's getting the recognition that he deserves. I have been a fan of his since I really started getting into wrestling hardcore. One of my friends showed me his ICW entrance for Drew Galloway, or as you guys probably know him, Drew McIntyre.
I'm Drew,
It is one of the best things I've ever seen, even to this day, in terms of wrestling, and it was one of the best things I had ever seen at that point, and it immediately made me a fan of his work. So again, to see him getting the recognition that he deserves is incredible. And I guess we're gonna talk about one key thing, and that is the fact that he has released his entrance song to the world. It's officially able to chart. Wrestling is mental. I'm literally listening to the radio right now, waiting, hopefully, to hear about Joe Hendry in the charts. But if it doesn't, if he's not top 10, we'll see where he's at. Okay, so we're actually going to go ahead and check out the charts because it's literally just updated. So we're going to take a quick little look here. Okay, so not top 10. Nah, it is a shame. Where's he at? Top 40? No. Top 100. Disturbed is on here. Oh hell yeah! Come on. He's gotta be on here, man. Unless I've already missed him by accident. Oh, don't tell me he's not in the top 100. Okay, so you know the drill. Audio might be a little bit weird, but I checked the charts again because I was like, surely I've made a mistake. He's not on the official, like, charts, not like the big boy, because that's like streams and stuff as well, which is a thing I don't think a wrestler could ever beat someone like Taylor Swift in. However, official single sales, he's there.
Say his name and he appears.
I think he was like #1 on the iTunes charts for God knows how long. And I think it's appropriate that, seeing as my last video about wrestling was about Def Rebel, the fact that an entrance theme even had a chance to be charted, Def Rebel could never, and I mean this, Def Rebel could never release an entrance theme that's so good it would chart, because they genuinely just can't do it. Whereas somebody like Joe Hendry, who has been doing his own entrance themes and all of that for the longest time, has had something that had a chance of charting. But let's talk a little bit less about just the entrance theme and the parody entrance themes that he's made for his opponents. Let's just talk about how good he is as a wrestler and as a character. His work in TNA since he's come back when it was Impact for that. For the last little bit, it was Impact. His run as digital media champion, his character work, his wrestling is top notch. And I mean this genuinely. If anybody from TNA is watching, literally at all, because you never know. If anybody from TNA is watching, put the World Championship on this man. Genuinely. Put the World Championship on Joe Hendry and watch the product rise in quality. I promise you, it is not a bad choice. He is, like I said, not just a great character, not just a great performer, but a great in-ring wrestler. And I'm so glad that he's finally getting the recognition that he rightfully deserves as somebody who is entertaining both in and out of the ring, somebody who is so charismatic at what he does and is so great at what he does. And again, I'm glad that people are actually giving this man a spotlight. So now that the whole chart thing is done, now that his entrance theme has been released on iTunes and stuff, well, what can we do now? What can we as a wrestling community do now to support him and his whatever he decides to do in the future? Well, if he releases more music on iTunes and whatnot, go ahead, buy it. If you haven't bought his entrance theme on iTunes or wherever you get your music, go ahead and buy it. If you haven't bought merch from this man, go ahead and buy yourself some Joe Hendry merch. You know, I think he's on Cameo and whatnot. Just support him. If you're a fan of the Say His Name and He Appears bit and the entrance theme, I'm sure you'll absolutely love him as a wrestler as well if you've not seen his work. If you haven't seen his work, check out TNA. Now is like the best time. Literally yesterday or a couple days ago, depending on when this uploads, he did a live concert where he ragged on AJ Francis, the former Top Dollar. And I don't need to tell you guys how good that was. I don't even need to show you guys how good that was. Do yourselves a favor and check it out. It was fantastic. And it just goes to show you just how good at his job he is. It's insane to see him, you know, doing as well as he has been doing to release his entrance theme on iTunes and whatnot. To even come close to charting is insane. To even get acknowledged by the official charts, because they followed him on Instagram, they tweeted out and all of that. To get acknowledged by the official charts is crazy. And the fact that there was even a chance is insane. So yeah, you know, continue to support him. If you haven't checked out any of Joe's work, go ahead and do it. He's incredible. One of my favorite wrestlers. Is he my favorite wrestler not signed to either WWE or AEW? Yes. Yeah, he is. He's my favorite wrestler not signed to one of those companies. And I don't want him to be signed to one of those companies. I feel like that's one of the arguments that a lot of people say is, oh, he'd be great in NXT. He'd be great in, like, AEW. Let him be great in TNA. Let him be the reason that so many people tune into TNA. Let him be the top guy of a company. Instead of just being like a cog in a machine or a guy in a company, let him be the guy in TNA. But yeah, that's it.